Today I'm making a colored Kyber crystal. For this build, I used clear Envirotex resin, resin dye, smooth-on silicone, clay, gloves, and oh hey, scissors, razor pens, and a box cutter. Been a while. First I made a base out of Legos, then I sculpted a rough crystal out of clay. This took way more time than I expected, so I know I could just buy a crystal online, or I could follow some of the other Kyber crystal tutorials that are out there, but I want a specific, unique, blue Kyber crystal for the Graflex that I built a little while ago. So I'm gonna make my own. I'm wearing gloves to keep my fingerprints off the clay, by the way. Once I was done, I reshaped the surfaces to be jagged like a real crystal. The super sophisticated tool that I'm using right here is a bent paper clip. When I was satisfied with the crystal shape, I attached the walls. I measured how much silicone I need by filling the volume with sand. I mixed the silicone together until it was blended equally, and then I poured it into the mold. The whole reason I'm using Legos here is because in the past, I've used hot glue and plastic, and it ends up being a huge waste of hot glue. This takes 6 hours to cure, so one season at Dexter later, I broke away the walls and cut out the clay crystal. I'm cutting a jagged line here, which is going to act as registration, which will help hold the mold together. I learned about that from Tested. Seriously, if you don't want to mess up a silicone mold, just binge watch all of Tested's videos. Next, I washed out the mold and rebuilt the walls. I actually could have used rubber bands to hold it together, but I just didn't think of it at the time. I mixed the two-part resin together and added blue resin dye. I learned about this product from Bob of the channel I Like to Make Stuff. Sometimes simple channel names just work better. 2012 Jake. In the past I've used model paint to dye resin, and if you're planning on illuminating this prop, then yeah, that'll work just fine. But the crystal won't come out transparent. It'll be totally opaque, and I want this to have like a sort of shard of stained glass type look. When it was mixed, I poured it into the mold. This particular product that I'm using can take up to 3 days to fully cure. So time to binge watch all of Stargate. Alright, let's demold that. But I used the blue dye and it came out red. Why does it? Okay. And that's how you bleed a Kyber crystal. So if this happens to you, then you can check out this video by Star Wars Explained. Oh hey, by the way, in order for the crystals to come out shiny without sanding and polishing for days, I just dip them in a fresh batch of resin. It means that the crystals will take a week to be ready instead of a few days, but that's like a few days that frees me up to work on other projects as opposed to a few days that I'm going to be sanding and polishing, you know what I mean? So thanks for watching. If you want to support what I do so that I can afford to do larger builds like droids and costumes, then you can check out my Patreon page. If you can't donate anything, that's fine. There's like 7 years worth of builds, so you can get your DIY fix in between my uploads. And oh yeah, subscribe to see those new uploads. What's your favorite color lightsaber? Let me know in comments below. Jake out!